Hi, this is my daughter Emily Lowe. She is 12 and from Washington State. Emily, tell me a story.
During the Middle Ages, battles blazed, diseases rampaged, and arguments raged. Centuries later, in 800 AD, during the medieval period, Pope Leo III crowned Charlemagne, Holy Roman Emperor of Europe. After the Church split into Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox, William the Conqueror defeated King Harold of England in 1066 and started feudalism. 30 years afterward, Eleanor of Aquitaine and her son Richard the Lionhearted fought the Turks for Jerusalem during the time of the Crusades, which occurred from 1095 to 1291. In England, Richard's brother had claimed the throne for his own. English King John signed the Magna Carta in 1215, limiting the king's power. Later, England's King Edward III claimed to be King of France and began the Hundred Years' War in 1337. During the Hundred Years' War, Joan of Arc and King Charles VII led the French to defeat England at the Battle of Orleans. In the late 1340s, fleas on rats carried the plague, which killed 1 out of 3 Europeans. After death and sorrow, a new birth began. During the Renaissance period from 1350 to 1600, Da Vinci was a famous inventor, Shakespeare was a famous playwright, Michelangelo was a famous artist, Copernicus was a famous scientist. During this period, a sub-era began, the Age of Exploration, which occurred between the late 1400s and the mid-1500s. Diaz rounded the Cape of Good Hope, Amerigo Vespucci sailed to the Americas, Balboa crossed Central America to the Pacific, Magellan's cruise sailed around the globe, and Coronado explored the American Southwest. Unfortunately, the Church could not keep peace for long. In 1517, Martin Luther began the Protestant Reformation by printing the 95 Theses that made Pope Leo X excommunicate him. Later, John Calvin joined the Reformation. Soon began an era of prosperous, powerful kings. Between the 1500s and 1700s, Henry VIII of England, Louis XIV of France, Philip II of Spain, Peter the Great of Russia, and Frederick the Great of Prussia ruled during the age of absolute monarchs. Vladimir I brought Christianity to Russia in the 900s. In the late 1400s, Tsar Ivan the Great built the Kremlin in Moscow. Catherine the Great expanded and westernized Russia in the late 1700s. But every monarchy has an end. In 1789, the French Revolution began when citizens stormed the Bastille and fought for the Declaration of the Rights of Man. Later, during the Reign of Terror, the aristocrats' heads were removed by the guillotine. A few decades later, Napoleon Bonaparte of the French Empire was defeated at the Battle of Waterloo by British General Wellington soon after the War of 1812 in the United States. Wars, epidemics, church turmoil, all are laced throughout the checkered past of Europe. From famous scientists to history's past, we have learned much, especially from the Renaissance. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Emily. I, Stanley Lowe, grant National Memory Master the right to use this video to promote National Memory Master.